he was asking, hey, what if we partnered on the corporate location? What technically happens? Who owns it?
They own it.
All right, I'm back here in the office. While I was going for a walk, recording this other video, I got a phone call from someone with a franchisor, and I want to update Bridget on this. So let's see if she's around. Yo.
Hi.
You in a meeting?
No.
Okay. I'm recording.
You're recording.
Say hi.
Hi.
This is Bridget's office.
It's kind of messy right now.
Yeah. There's stuff all over the place. My office is over there. We wind up renting, what is it, 1,200? How many square feet is this? About 1,100, 1,200?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it's got 4 offices in there. So one's Bridget's, one's mine, one's like a little storage area. We just have a bunch of clutter, and one's my recording studio area. But let me set this up real quick. So I just got a call from Here's what's interesting. Actually, we're just gonna set this up in the recording room real quick so that we can both talk to the camera. Yo.
Hi, I haven't seen you all day.
I know. So.
Get over here.
So I just got a call from the franchisor. So he was saying one about scheduling the webinar call with you. I've already experienced the webinar already. And then he was asking, hey, what if we partnered on the corporate location? And they funded it, and we did it partnered 50-50, where they funded half and we funded half. And this would be
real estate or
everything, which is weird. And this is why I want to record this, because there are some thoughts that pop up for me. There were some thoughts that pop up for her, and I thought this would be really, really good content for us to talk through live. So obviously we're not going to make a decision right here, but I just wanted to, he called me, and actually we have to get back to him about a time to connect.
So I think I'd have to understand more about what would the purpose be with partnering on corporate space, because to me that's their interest, the corporate side, and how they're going to keep growing that end, and our interest is on the business side.
No, the location. The location.
Okay.
So like this flagship location of the business as a whole.
But how about, they're not buying the land, they're just buying the building?
Yeah, they're just buying the building. But it would be on everything. So as an example, let's say a build out from start to scratch is $500,000. We put up $250,000, they put up $250,000 on it. And then I don't know the specifics, and I said we would have to talk through it. I was like, I'd have to see all the nuts and bolts to it.
Yeah.
I said overall the idea of it, I think he was just pitching it. He was fishing a little bit to see if it was something we'd be open to. The idea of it is interesting because basically this would be the flagship location in the entire country, kind of attached to their corporate center, which is fascinating and interesting. And if you're wondering what business, we haven't said what business, and there's a reason and a point to that, because we're going to be talking to multiple franchisors, and this is just one of them, and we're not going to reveal that yet. But it's interesting, right?
Yeah.
And obviously, you and I are both strategic business people, so we're like, okay, well, what would be the point? What would that look like on numbers, on paper?
Well, I always think of what is the benefit to us? What's the benefit to them? Is it necessary? Does it make sense? What are the financials? What does that look like over time? Does it save us anything in the long run, or does it create more of a headache and a hassle? I think the benefit potentially to them is outlaying less cash out of the gate, and then building more of a partnership with us where we're more locked in with them. So that could be a win-win. But is it enough of a win for us, or is it going to be more of a headache and something we don't really need to deal with on top of dealing with the business? So
yeah,
that's how I think about it.
Yeah, and this is what this is why I actually just got off a call with I don't know if I told you about this, but I had a client that was wanting to work with me. Him and I have been going back and forth for a couple weeks now. He's super analytical, deep researcher, so has been taking his time and making a decision. And I got an email from his wife yesterday. Did I tell you about that? His wife emailed me.
Oh.
His wife emailed me.
have I done this for you? No. Have I done this to you?
So his wife emailed me and said, hey, you've been talking to my husband about working together, and I had some questions, and can we set up a Zoom? And we did. We had that conversation. But she watched our video together where we announced that we were going to be buying a franchise, and she goes, man, you guys are like a power couple. And hopefully we'll be there one day. And you know, it's just really awesome.
We're a power couple.
It's really awesome to, I mean, I feel like that, you know, and I feel like it's really great for us to be able to go to each other with this, for you to be, you know, a skilled, strong, successful entrepreneur, for me to have the background that I have, and for us to, you know, have this dialogue where we're really able to, you know, negotiate and do business deals. I mean, it's fun. If there's one thing I like, it's negotiating and doing business deals.
Hey, guess what? So do I.
Boom. So anyways, I wanted to share this with you guys, TBD. And Bridget and I will talk about it more, but they want to meet on Friday with their investor people. Apparently they have private equity that's backing them. They also want to fund franchisees. And so basically, you know, I told him that if we did it, you know, we'd really be interested in really building out the area and doing 3 to 5 locations if everything checks out and if everything makes sense. It's got to all check out. He already knows I'm a detail guy and super analytical. And basically they would fund franchisees, where franchisees put whatever the 10-15% down and they fund it. If you think about it, it's actually potentially a really smart move from their perspective, because what happens when someone finances your deal? What technically happens? Who owns it?
They own it.
Technically, right? So like, you own your house, but the bank is who you have the note with. So if you don't make your payments, they can foreclose on it.
Well, my whole thing with debt and money is that anytime you owe anyone money, whatever you owe them on is not yours, and you're not the owner until you're debt-free of whatever it is you have a debt on. So that's my philosophy. Tariq and I feel very differently about debt, but that's another conversation. That's
another conversation. I mean, we're 8 years into this thing.
But I would also say that I was just thinking about like how we make decisions, because you were like we were talking about that, and we do a couple things. We'll make a list of pros and cons. We actually write it out so we can see it visually, because we're both visual people. And then I also like to map stuff out. I like making mind maps, and I also we probably will do some version of reverse engineering around this business scenario, where we start with the end in mind. I love doing this with when I coach my artist clients around money. How much money do you want to make? And then we look at that, and then we go backwards. We work backwards on what it's going to take to get to that number. So we'll probably reverse engineer some of what we're talking about. Yeah. And we'll share that. We'll share that process with you guys when we do the pro cons and when we get to that point. Yeah.
And for, you know, Bridget and I have done a program. It's called Lifebook. It's an amazing program, and it's about starting with the end in mind in the most detailed, meticulous way. It's really amazing. I highly recommend it to anyone. I tried to become an affiliate with them. They declined me. They said I have to have at least 200,000 total followers, just overall list or followers. So we're almost there, YouTube. But you know, like I've already wrote down, I know that 5 years from now I want to have an 8-figure business. And just really have meticulously down like what our life and lifestyle looks like together. 8 figures, 10 million plus. That's what
I was like, that's $10 million or more.
You can see who the numbers
I love numbers. I'm a little bit slower.
Yeah, I'm quick with numbers. I've been ever since I was in like
if I need
literally
a quick
like fourth
number
grade.
answer, I say, Tariq, hey, what's this? And I'll be like, boom. I'm like, okay, good.
But Bridget's great at being creative, and we have different skill sets, right? She's in the arts field. She's creative, but she's also strategic. Me, I'm like 90% strategic, 10% creative. You're probably a little bit more balanced. I'd say probably 70% creative, 30% strategic. Is that fair?
CCC.
Yeah. So anyway, so we have our visions. We know. We would just need to revisit that. And then what I teach people and coach people to do is, once you've created your vision, you take your vision, you take the business and the opportunity, and you kind of overlap it and see like, it's almost like what parts match, what parts don't match, and then you're able to figure out if it makes sense.
For example, Tariq and I had a vision, traveling, having more freedom and flexibility. So what kept coming up was his 9-to-5 desk job. Was it kind of playing out into our vision for how we wanted to live our life when we overlapped it? So that's when he said, okay, I need to start making a move to be an entrepreneur, to run my own businesses, and to move out of this 9-to-5 corporate model that he had been working in. So that came out of that process.
Yeah, and originally we were kind of really going away from the physical business model, and then she reopened her gallery to the public, shifting from just private and made it more of a kind of having a retail space. And for some reason, as I was going through this process with clients, I'm like, wow, I think I want to own another franchise. And so there's some other aspects to our life that were kind of overlapping with this stuff, but just wanted to share this news. So very interesting. Partner with corporate on a location, then open up more. We'll see. We still have a couple of those other franchisors to talk to. You have to finish the application with them.
Oh, I do?
I almost did it yesterday, remember?
Oh.
You were emailing back and forth. You were gonna. This is why typically I do all the financial stuff, but so why don't I take that off your plate? I'll do the application and send it to him so we can continue that conversation with that specific franchisor. I already know with that one that the time to open is probably going to be like at least 2 years for that one. It's going to be a longer process. So, that really plays in our decision making. I wear my sunglasses at night. It's not night, and I can't see the LCD screen when I wear it. Anyways, guys, check out this. Before we go, check this out. We both had LCDs ordered. This is Dream Life Mastery. It's hard to tell on the camera. Eventually, this will wind up being probably here or somewhere, and then it plugs in and turns on. So excited to reveal that. But if you like this video, hit the like button. Drop us a comment below. Ask us what questions do you have for us about business and this process that we're going through. Make sure to go to my website, tariqjohnson.com. Grab the 7-step blueprint to business profits in 60 days. Grab it.
Good.
Reach out and grab it.
That's good. Whoa.
Yeah.
What are we talking about here?
Whoa.
The blueprint, or?
Guys, this video
let's
may
turn
not
off
be
the camera.
monetized now after Bridget's pervertedness.
Bye.
Also, if you guys
See you
need
later.
help, tariqjohnson.com/consulting. I can walk you through the process. Peace.